Hi, welcome to Study Buddy. This is a UI design case study. It's a responsive web app. It's a community-based study app where like-minded students can engage with each other to exchange ideas, to find a job, to exchange articles which they find interesting. So the brief was to create a responsive web app which will allow students to connect with others in their field, to discuss topics, share insights, receive peer feedback on assignments, and even find others willing to collaborate on projects. My role was that of a UX designer and predominantly a UI designer in this case. I used Adobe XD as the main tool for designing. I also used Illustrator and Photoshop to create mockups and other deliverables for this project. The time taken for this entire project was around 2 months. So the objective of this app is to connect students online to facilitate peer-to-peer learning, support, feedback, and motivation. And the persona, we have Alex, who is a student enrolled in an online course and who works part-time as a retail store manager. His goals are to complete his course successfully as he's working part-time and complete it as quickly as possible. To help with his goals, he wants to find relevant supporting materials, advice from fellow students, etc. He would like to find like-minded students to collaborate with as well. His tasks are to find supporting materials to help him master the subject material. He wants to connect with like-minded students, and he wants a tool to keep him motivated and support his development as a student and beyond. So he's mainly looking for support and he would love to do that in a community-based app. So I first started with the user flow. The user flow had 3 sections. The first is profile creation for a new user, and the next would be search based on the subject, name or location, and finally the study rooms and the news feed. So I've tried to reflect the happy path and created one edge case where he would probably not find the required article, and then he would use the search function. In this app, I am trying to develop these 3 features. The next stage was the wireframing. So here is a flow of how I created the low fidelity, mid fidelity, and high fidelity wireframes. I had initially started with 2 mood boards. The theme I wanted to be reflected in this web app was vibrant and energetic vibes. So initially I went with colors which were complementary to get that feel of energy. I also decided to choose orange for my next mood board because it was a vibrant color and it evokes emotion of playfulness and vibrancy and enthusiasm. So I decided to keep that as my main color for the next mood board, and I decided to go with the second mood board because I think that reflects the energy of the app best. The next thing was to design for different breakpoints. I've used 12 column grids for all the 3 breakpoints, and finally it was time to design the final screens. So this is the home screen for a new user who is not logged in, and this would where locations and the study room options would be available. So this would give a flavor of what the main features of the app are. And once you're signed in, then your news feed and the articles are available on the home screen. One of the main features of the app is to search for study rooms or search for people. So this is reflected in these screens. They could search for people and either follow them or send them a message. And the other screens are onboarding, which explains clearly all the main features of the app. They could create their own study room if they don't find the one they're looking for, and they can invite their friends to the study room. And finally, there is a screen dedicated to search for articles, because that's quite an important feature of the app, where they share articles. And then they can look at articles through various screens. One is dedicated screen for articles, and then even on the home screen and the specifically for the study rooms where they can look for articles as well. Finally, I created the colors and typography. I decided to go with 2 sets of fonts for reflecting the headings, one for the headings and one for the body text. And I've created my style guide. Thank you so much for staying with me so far and reading and staying with me for the case study. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.